Does your happiness depend on luck or other people's approval? If yes, you've lost control of your life. Socrates taught us, happiness isn't magic, it's a design. Today, we'll teach you how to design your happiness. With help from 3 ancient masters, we'll reveal the blueprints that can give you lasting peace. These aren't just philosophical ideas, they're proven strategies for unshakable joy. Carl Jung will show you the foundation. The Stoics will help you construct it. And the Buddha will teach you how to maintain it. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to start building your own masterpiece. So take a breath, clear your mind, and let's dive in. Your transformation starts right now. Carl Jung, the legendary Swiss psychiatrist, dropped a truth bomb that still echoes through psychology today. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Read that again. Let it sink in. Most people walk through life like sleepwalkers. They chase things they think will make them happy, money, status, relationships, possessions, but they never stop to ask why they want these things in the first place. They're running on autopilot, driven by invisible forces they don't understand. And then, they wonder why, even when they get what they wanted, they still feel empty inside. Here's the problem, you're not designing your own happiness. Your unconscious mind, your shadow self, is doing it for you. And guess what? That shadow is full of unmet needs, childhood wounds, societal expectations, and fears you've been running from your entire life. All of that hidden baggage is secretly steering your ship, and you're calling it destiny. Jung called this the shadow self, the parts of you that you've rejected, ignored, or buried deep down, because they didn't fit the image you wanted to project. Maybe you were told as a kid that showing emotion was weak, so you locked away your feelings. Maybe you learned that success meant sacrificing your passions, so you buried your dreams. Whatever it is, that shadow doesn't just disappear. It lurks beneath the surface, sabotaging your happiness in ways you can't even see. So how do you fix this? How do you take back control? You start by getting brutally honest with yourself. Sit down in a quiet space, no distractions, and ask yourself this question: what does my soul actually need? Not what your parents told you to want. Not what society says you should chase. Not what looks good on paper. What does the deepest part of you crave? Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's creativity. Maybe it's connection, or solitude, or adventure. Whatever it is, that's your foundation. That's where happiness begins. Because you can't design a life of joy on top of someone else's blueprint. You have to start with your own truth. Jung understood that the journey to happiness isn't about adding more stuff to your life. It's about subtracting the lies, the masks, and the pretending. It's about integration, bringing your shadow into the light, and making peace with every part of yourself. This is your foundation. Build it strong, because everything else rests on this truth. You must know yourself before you can design your happiness. Now that you've laid the foundation, it's time to start building. And for that, we turn to the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, who understood one critical thing: the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Think about that for a second. Not your bank account, not your job title, not how many followers you have, or whether people like you. Your thoughts. That's it. That's the game. Here's the harsh reality: most people are miserable because they're trying to control things that are completely outside their control. They stress about what others think. They panic over the economy, the weather, political drama, or whether their boss is in a good mood. They tie their happiness to outcomes they have zero power over, and then they wonder why they feel helpless. The Stoics figured this out 2,000 years ago. They taught that life can be divided into 2 categories: things you can control and things you can't. And here's the kicker: you can only control 2 things, your thoughts and your actions. That's it. Everything else? Let it go. This is what the Stoics called building your inner fortress. Picture your mind as a castle. The world outside is chaotic, unpredictable, full of storms and attacks. But inside your fortress, you're safe. Inside, you have discipline, clarity, and peace. No matter what's happening out there, economic crashes, relationship drama, global pandemics, your inner fortress stands strong because you've trained yourself to focus only on what you can control. So how do you build this fortress? How do you construct happiness that can't be shaken? Start small. You design 3 daily actions that only you control. Not grand, life-changing goals that depend on luck or other people. Simple, consistent habits that strengthen your mind and body every single day. For example, read for 10 minutes every morning. Do 5 minutes of exercise. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Meditate for just 5 minutes. These tiny rituals might seem insignificant, but here's the secret. They're not about the results. They're about training your mind to focus on what you control. They're about proving to yourself, day after day, that you have power. Over time, these small actions compound. They build discipline. They build confidence. And most importantly, they build a fortress of inner peace that no external circumstance can destroy. The Stoics weren't telling you to become cold or emotionless. They were teaching you to become unshakable, to stop wasting energy on things you can't change, and to pour all your focus into the things you can. This is your construction phase. This is where happiness stops being fragile and starts becoming something solid. Something real, something you built with your own 2 hands. You've laid the foundation. You've constructed your fortress. Now comes the final, most crucial step, maintenance. And for this, we turn to the Buddha. The Buddha said something that sounds almost contradictory at first. Peace isn't something you chase or find in the outside world, it's something you return to. Wait, what? After all that work, designing and building your happiness, now you're supposed to let it go? Yes, exactly. Here's the trap that catches even the smartest people. They do the work. They figure out what they need. They build strong habits. Their life starts looking good. And then they get attached. They start clinging to their happiness, terrified of losing it. And that fear, that attachment, becomes the very thing that destroys their peace. The Buddha understood this perfectly. He taught that suffering doesn't come from pain itself. It comes from our desperate desire to hold on to pleasure and avoid pain. It comes from the illusion that anything in life is permanent. Think about it. You finally get that promotion you've been working toward for years. You're happy, right? But immediately, a new fear creeps in. What if I lose it? What if someone better comes along? What if I mess up? Suddenly, your happiness is laced with anxiety because you're trying to grip it so tightly that you're crushing it in your hands. This is what the Buddha called attachment, and it's the silent killer of joy. So what's the solution? How do you maintain the happiness you've designed without strangling it? You practice letting go. Not in a passive, defeated way, but in a wise, liberated way. You understand that everything changes. Good times come and go. Bad times come and go. Your happiness isn't found in holding on to the good moments forever. It's found in returning to your inner peace, again and again, no matter what's happening around you. When worry shows up, and it will, you don't fight it. You don't panic. You simply recognize it as a passing cloud in the sky. Clouds come, clouds go, but the sky, your awareness, your presence, remains unchanged. When a problem arises, you don't see it as a threat to your happiness. You see it as a lesson, an opportunity to practice returning to peace. Every challenge becomes a chance to strengthen your design, not to abandon it. The Buddha wasn't teaching you to stop caring. He was teaching you to care deeply without clinging desperately, to build your happiness and then trust it enough to let it breathe. This is your maintenance phase. This is where you learn that true joy doesn't come from controlling life, it comes from dancing with it. So there you have it. Happiness isn't some random stroke of luck. It's not a gift handed out to the chosen few. It's a masterpiece that you design, construct, and maintain with intention, wisdom, and courage. From Jung, you learn the foundation, know yourself, strip away the masks, face your shadow, and build on your soul's truth. From the Stoics, you learn the construction: focus only on what you control, build your inner fortress through daily discipline, and stop wasting energy on things outside your power. And from the Buddha, you learn the maintenance: let go of attachment, treat challenges as lessons, and return to peace again and again without clinging. This is your blueprint. This is how you design a life of unshakable joy. So here's my challenge to you: don't just watch this video and forget about it. Take one idea, just one, and put it into action today. Ask yourself what your soul truly needs. Choose one daily habit you can control. Practice letting go of one thing you've been gripping too tightly. Design your life. Build your happiness. And create something no one can ever take away from you. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey to mastery. Drop a comment below and tell me which pillar spoke to you the most. Let's build this together. Now go out there and design your masterpiece.